So lovely, day 15, magically heal your relationships. What are we seeing in the picture? Relationships is, two people. What is the meaning of relationships? Is two people having the individual properties and they respect each other. This is the true meaning of a relationship. And we've done one chapter on relationship. Which one was it? Anybody remembers? One chapter we've already done.
Yeah, you have to take the three of your closest relationships, and you have to write 10 points of gratitude for them, and you have to take their picture and feel as grateful for them.
Yeah, it was day 3 after the magic rock practice, magical relationships. So whether we are an introvert or an extrovert, we are surrounded by people. Man is always surrounded by, we all are surrounded by humans all the time. Sometimes we might feel, oh, I want my personal time. It could be for little time, but you must ask people who have been quarantined and they can't see anybody, they can't meet anybody. You are with yourself. That time you realize the value of your relationships, your children, your help, your house help, your spouse, your friends, everyone. You remember the value of them and how much contribution they have in your life. So today's chapter is a very, very powerful chapter and a very, very strong chapter. I would suggest all of you please do this practice and don't, Kashvi, you please do this practice, okay? So magically heal your relationships. This is the picture of two people, the photo frame, and there's a fireplace behind. And if you can see the candle stand, wait. The candle stand will go to the next part of the picture where you'll see the candle stand in the form of a heart shape. So, this picture, this photo frame tells us, and there's magic dust falling on it. It tells us that there's some kind of misunderstanding or some kind of, conflict or some kind of resentment, which is some blame game has happened between two people, and there is a wall which has come in between, and their relationship is not as it was earlier. So what do you do when something like this happens in your life? So let's look at, there's this heart-shaped candle stand. Why heart-shaped? Because when we get hurt, we feel it in our heart, not in our minds. So the author has thought so beautifully, everything is in its right place. And also we see the fireplace. Why is it a fireplace? It could have been a garden also, no? It could have been just a window also. Why it's a fireplace? Any guesses? What is the function of a fire? What fire does?
To give you energy.
Energy, okay. And also it transforms something, it makes it pure. Whatever we put into fire, it comes to the purest form. Okay, so fire has a capacity to transform, to purify, to change something into gold. That is how gratitude helps us. Gratitude helps us to transform, to purify, and to change something into gold. How? We are going to read as we go through the chapter. So, and congratulations, everyone. We are now stepping from today into the 3rd week of our magic book journey. And we are one level up now. Okay, so let's continue reading.
If you have a difficult or broken relationship, are suffering from a broken heart, or hold any resentment or blame toward another person for anything, you can change it through gratitude. Gratitude will magically improve any difficult relationship, whether that person is a husband or wife, brother or sister, son or daughter, partner, boss, business client, work colleague, mother or father-in-law, parent, friend, or neighbor.
Yes, so it so happens now, how many of you have gone through such an experience or a situation? It could be a misunderstanding with your friend. It could be something that your friend conveyed to somebody and that person conveyed it to you, and we call it as Chinese whisper. The thing is something else, but the thing becomes something else. So maybe something like that has come in you, that you have experienced in your life. It could be a difficult relationship. You people must not have experienced it right now, but I'm not saying that you might experience it. I'm not saying that also, but it's a good idea for you to know, that something like this also exists. Or maybe you must have observed in your in your family or anybody. You all understand. I mean, at least you understand that much, that some kind of misunderstanding between a brother or a sister, a son or a daughter, a partner, a boss, a business client. It could be anybody, it could be your neighbor, it could be your father-in-law, it could be your parent, it could be your mom, it could be your dad, it could be anybody. So let's identify that before we go further. So all of you, do you identify such a thing? If you haven't, then as we go through the chapter, maybe you might be able to identify. I'm not saying it is something as difficult as you're not in talking terms to that person. Maybe, just a simple misunderstanding, and your relation, your understanding, your love with that person is not the same as it was earlier. Yeah, it could be simple as that also. Please continue.
Yeah. When we are faced with a difficult relationship or a challenging situation in a relationship, in almost all cases, we are not in the least bit grateful for the other person. Instead, we are busy blaming the other person for the problems we have with them. And that means we don't have a shred of gratitude. Blame is never going to make a relationship better, and it's never going to make your life better. In fact, the more you blame, the worse the relationship gets and the worse your life gets.
How many of you have noticed this in your life, that when you want to solve something between two people, including you and some other person, and when you are, when you are talking about it, 99% of the time it's the blame game which starts. You blame the other person says, you said this, you did it, that's why I did it, and it's because of you that my life is in a mess. How many of you have experienced like this?
Yes, I have.
Yes, no?
I have.
Yes, lovely, lovely. So now we know how to come out of it. Okay. So just understand one thing. If something has happened in your life, it's not because of the other person. Just remember this one line throughout your life. You will be happy in every area of your life. Something has happened in your life, and it's quite clear in your head space. You feel that it's because of the other person, because of your brother, it's because of your sister, it's because of your grandfather, it's because of your mom, dad, friend, neighbor, could be because of the watchman in the building. And we keep on putting the blame on the other person. But just pause and think and feel that it's nobody else to be blamed other than me. It's because of me this has happened. I invited the situation in my life because I was operating in that frequency, in that vibration. Is everybody understanding this? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes. So when you take the blame on yourself, then the situations normalize on their own. Then they don't get worsened up. Then, and you remember now one thing, one complaint is equal to how many blessings?
10.
10 blessings.
And 2 complaints?
20.
20 blessings.
4 complaints?
40.
10 complaints?
100.
So just imagine, if you have made 10 complaints in a day, you have to write 100 blessings. If you want to do that, then keep on complaining. As it is, we have done throughout our lives, right? So now we understand that now if you stop complaining, then you move closer to your dreams. So what do you want? You want to fulfill your wishes and your dreams and your goals, or you want to move away from your dreams? Yes, no, everyone?
Yes.
Fulfill our dreams and wishes.
Yes, yes. So should I mute everyone or take it? So yes, please continue.
Whether it's a current relationship or a past relationship, if you harbor bad feelings toward another person, practicing gratitude will eliminate those feelings. Why would you want to remove your bad feelings about another person?
Continue reading.
Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. Gautama Buddha, founder of Buddhism.
Yes, so very important. These lines are the crux. These lines are the takeaway of today's chapter. That, everybody knows a hot coal. You must have seen a hot coal. And When you are angry, yes, Simar, what do you want to ask? You
Nothing,
raised.
ma'am. That was a mistake. I'm so sorry.
Okay, okay. So when you are angry, when you are not in your senses, when you are not in control of yourself, actually, when you're angry, you're not in control of yourself. That is the truth. So it's like holding a hot coal, and when you're angry, you feel when you express your anger, you have solved the thing, and I mean, everything is solved, but you don't understand. You don't understand that it's like actually throwing a hot coal. First holding the hot coal, you're burning yourself. You feel you're throwing it at someone, but you're burning yourself and no one else. Remember this, holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. So bad feelings about another person burn your life, but gratitude will eliminate them. So gratitude is the answer to everything. Is the answer to everything. Even if there is a difficult relationship, a stubborn relationship, something has not been working since a long time, you can actually try doing it. You can just sit down quietly instead of uttering words and going and solving and giving your explanation to the other person. Just take your gratitude journal, quietly sit and write down what you are grateful for the other person. This is what the chapter is going to tell us how to do it. Please continue.
For example, if you have an ex partner who is connected to you through your children and the relationship isn't good, look at your children's faces and realize that they wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for your ex partner. Your children's lives are one of the most precious gifts you have. Look at your children and give thanks to your ex partner for their lives every single day, as well as bringing peace and harmony to the relationship. Through your example, you will be teaching your children the greatest tool for their life: gratitude.
So it is, she hasn't mentioned, but Rhonda Byrne is sharing her own experience because, she was a divorcee. She had divorced her husband and she had two kids from her husband. The names of their two daughters, Sky and Haley, which we had read and on day 0 also, that, she was saying thank you to my daughter Sky and thank you to my daughter Haley, which helped her in this work of the magic book, the secret book, and the power book, and the hero book. So she's always thankful to her kids, and actually she's talking of her own life. So she is, later on we'll read how she is thankful to her ex-partner, and out of the whole situation she takes out 10 good things she's grateful for. So what is happening is just look at the things which you can be grateful for. Focus on the things you can be grateful for, not that. See, there are two ways. Either you keep on complaining and make your life a mess, and you keep on getting into that vicious cycle again and again. Or if you want to come out of that cycle, you can just pay your gratitude. Please continue.
Or if you're suffering from a broken heart or grief due to a relationship having ended, you can use gratitude's magical power to transform your pain. Gratitude magically transforms emotional pain into healing and happiness faster than anything else. And the story of my parents is a perfect example of that.
Please continue.
My mother and father fell in love with each other virtually at first sight. From the moment they met, they were truly grateful to be with each other, and they had the most beautiful marriage I have ever seen. When my father died, my mother understandably suffered from enormous grief. After months of suffering, she began to use gratitude's magical power, and despite her immense grief and pain, she looked for things to be grateful for. She began with the past and she recalled all the wonderful times of happiness she had received through the decades with my father. Then she took the next big step and she looked for things to be grateful for in the future. One by one, she found them. She found or remembered things she had always wanted to do but didn't have the time to do when my father was alive. And with this courageous step of gratitude, opportunities to fulfill her dreams magically poured in, and her life became rich with happiness again. The magical power of gratitude gave my mother a new life.
So beautiful. So this is a very, very good example of what Rhonda has shared with us, that her parents they had a very loving relationship and they were really grateful to each other, but it so happened that her father passed on and the mother was actually in very grief, because you know you're living with a person for so many years and suddenly that person disappears from your life. It takes a while for you to adjust to that thing, that you know, that thought also, and you've shared so many happy memories with that person. So but out of that situation, she knew that now her life has to go on. If there are two ways, you know, we always get two choices. The choice is ours, either to follow the way of happiness and joy, to look for things for happiness and joy, or to just be in that grumpy mood, complaining mood, you know, sulky mood, that you know, I mean, my life is ended now, I can't do anything, and you keep on remembering the other person, you make your life also a mess and the people around you also. So what she did, the greatest courageous step she took was that she looked for things to be grateful for in the future. And she found them one by one. Initially, she had to deliberately look for it, but then she found one by one and she came across those things which she could not do when the father was alive. Why? Not that the father was telling her, stopping her for doing it, but she had taken up some responsibilities and duties and she put them first, and because of that she could. We all have that tendency. You must have seen your parents also. Your parents will put your desires first, your father's desires first, or you know, your grandfather's or your grandmom's desires first. The family's desires are first and foremost, and then they look into their desires. So she actually cracked whatever she couldn't do when the father was alive, and then she realized that wow, you know, whatever her passion was, she could now fulfill it, and she had all the time to fulfill it. And then that is how that changed the course of her life, and then she started living her life happily and joyfully. So what is this teaching us? What is this para teaching us? Can anybody tell me? Is it just that it's a sharing, or it's actually taking us to a depth wherein what do we understand from this para?
It is actually taking us to the depth that in the enormous grief, in the sadness, that she could practice gratitude and be a lot happy again. And riches
No, no,
is
what are you learning? What are you learning? What can you put for
Can
in
I
your life?
try?
Okay, let Kashvi try, then you can say. Yeah, Kashvi, what are you learning?
I'm learning that things can change your life and you need to move on. But everyone gets sadness. So if everyone will practice gratitude, then their life will be rich and it will be with happiness. Rich with
Very
happiness.
beautiful, very beautifully described, Kashvi. Yes, Meher?
Yeah, so I've learned that in life, everyone is going to have ups and downs, and there's no one who doesn't have who has a perfect life with no sorrows or grief. So by this sharing, which the author has described. I learned that no matter what happens, you have to be grateful, and by doing this workshop, you are building a foundation of being grateful, so that in future you are ready, and it doesn't hurt you that much, because you know that you have to be grateful.
Yes, and when you are in that grateful space every moment, especially at the beginning of the day and the end of the day, then such situations you will not attract such situations probably. And if it is there, then you know how to deal with it. Very beautifully explained. Yes, please continue. Okay, yes,
Ma'am,
Vyom, you want to say something? Yes, Kashvi, please
I
wait.
I wanted to try. I wanted to. We learn from this paragraph that in bad positions, when suppose somebody is passed away or something, we should we should be grateful so we can get our happiness back and we can continue this practice whenever we get sad.
Yes, yes, lovely, lovely. Yeah, please continue.
ma'am,
Yeah.
Yeah, Kashvi.
ma'am, 1 second. Can we just do the previous page because I was writing my paper.
What should I do?
Can you just open the previous page? What the quote Gautam Buddha said.
Okay, so I mean, you're writing your takeaway.
Yeah, it's my takeaway. One
So
takeaway.
you know what you can do? You have the magic book with you.
Yeah.
So you can just open your magic book and say, na? Okay.
Yeah, but ma'am, actually the thing is that ma'am magic book is another device and that device is not having battery. That is why.
Let's continue the chapter because it's a long chapter. We won't be able to, if everybody tell you to just go to the pages, I mean it will not work, na? So just be attentive, okay? So you can write it in your own words also, Kashvi. If the meaning is clear, you can write it in your own words, yeah? And let's read the chapter. Yes, Meher.
For today's magical practice, you are going to look for a hot coal that is burning your life and literally turn it into gold through gratitude. Choose one difficult, problematic, or broken relationship that you want to improve. It doesn't matter whether the person is currently in your life or if it's a past relationship and the person is no longer in your life.
Yes, so today's magical practice, you're going to look for a hot coal means what? You're going to look for that difficult relationship, that misunderstanding between you and your friend or any other person. That is, you know, what happens is that the other person told us something and the other person has forgotten. It's we who are not allowing it to let go and it's burning our life. And if we just release that and let go, then we literally turn our life into gold. What is turning your life into gold means that, you know, when you have to find gold, you have to go into the gold mines very deep into the earth's crust. You have to dig deep, then only you find gold. It's not that you find it at the surface. So some of you might be feeling, I don't have anything like this in my life. How many of you feel that you don't have anything in this like this in your life? Yes, no. Everyone has identified somebody.
I have with my friend.
So you have, na? Everybody has identified something, right? Which you can work on. Yes, no?
Yes.
Lovely,
Yes.
Yes.
lovely, lovely. So today's chapter, I'm glad that it has told us only to look for into one person and do a concentrated practice. Otherwise, we were getting 3 people everywhere. But now today's chapter is just one person. Then if you want, you can do it for another person, maybe tomorrow, day after, or maybe any other time of your life. Okay. So sit down and yeah, please continue.
Sit down and make a written list of 10 things you're grateful for about the person you've chosen. Think back through the history of the relationship and list the great things about the person or the great things you received from the relationship. The easiest way to do this is to think back to the way things were before the relationship deteriorated or ended. If the relationship was never good, then think hard about any good qualities in the person because they are there.
Yes, so now you must be thinking, what? How am I going to understand and think 10 things what I'm grateful for? As it is, I'm frustrated and angry with that person. And now this chapter is telling me to find good things, you know, loving things about that person. What can I be grateful for? That is the greatest challenge that you need to accept, because every cloud has a silver lining. Every person has some good things or the other they have in them, in their personality. And you have to think of the time when the relationship was good, when nothing happened between you and the other person. You know, you must have heard now, two friends who are great friends, who are true friends, and something shifts in their relationship and they come to a position where we're not in talking terms with each other. It could happen with two brothers, it could happen with two sisters, it could happen with the parent and the child. How many of you have heard all these stories, you know, how all these experiences, or have you seen them in front of you? Yes, no? That there was a time when you had a very loving relationship and now
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
not, you know, you don't want to see that person only. And even if you have to see that person by default, your body language changes. Yes. Okay. So then you have to find out the things before the relationship. See, it's written in italicized words, before. So before the relationship was, you know, it became bad or ended, you have to think about that time. Even if you can't think, you know, sometimes it does happen that you don't understand, you don't really understand it. How can you find any good thing about that person? Then just start writing the good qualities you've heard about from of the other person from other people. And when you start writing once, one sentence, twice, to the second one, the third one, and then it starts flowing. So, like what the previous page told us, that you can become, you make your life like gold because you're digging in deeper and deeper and deeper. Okay, please continue.
This magical practice is not about who is right or wrong. No matter what you feel someone has done to you, no matter what someone said or didn't do, you can magically heal the relationship, and you don't need the other person in order to heal it.
Please continue.
There is gold in every relationship, even the difficult ones, and to bring riches to all your relationships and your life, you have to find the gold. As you dig and discover a nugget of gold, write it down, address the person by name, and express your sentence in gratitude. Name, I'm grateful for what?
So yes, so now Rhonda Byrne is telling us about her husband, whose name is Paul, and she's telling 10 things why she's grateful to her husband, even though their relationship has ended, they have divorced each other, they're staying separately, the kids are with Rhonda, and so now how graciously she's finding 10 things what she can be grateful for when their relationship was good. Please continue.
Paul, I'm grateful for our time together. While our marriage did end, I learned a lot. I'm so much wiser today. And I use what I learned from our marriage in many of my relationships today. Paul, I'm grateful for everything you did to try and make our marriage work, because 10 years of marriage means you did try. Paul, I'm grateful to you for our children. The joy I receive from them every day could not be without you. Paul, I'm grateful to you for the hard work and long hours you put in to support our family while I was at home taking care of our children. It was a big responsibility to have all of us dependent on you, so thank you. Paul, I'm grateful to you for the precious moments I had with our children as they grew up. I got to see our children talk and walk for the first time, and I know you didn't have that opportunity. Paul, I'm grateful for your support when I went through a difficult time of grief and loss.
Yes,
Paul,
please pause here. Is everybody understanding what she's trying to say and how she's finding out the nuggets, how she's going
Yes, ma'am.
deeper and deeper?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
we are going to do the same, that's why. Yeah, please continue.
Paul, I'm grateful to you for the times when I was sick and you did your best to take care of me and the children. Paul, I'm grateful for the great times we had, and we did have many. Paul, I'm grateful that you want to continue to be a father to our children. Paul, I'm grateful for your support and the time you want to give to our children. I know they mean as much to you as they do to me.
So even though they were separated, but the kids used to meet their father and he always used to give them love as a father would give. Okay. And so how beautifully she finds all these things when, and what is the science behind it? Don't you feel when she wrote all this, her all bitterness towards that relationship dissolved, and she was her her soul was not bound by these negativity, she was free. And she, of course, no matter whatever happened between them, I mean, it can happen between any two people, it can happen with anybody, it can happen between a brother and a sister who are staying in the same house, it can happen with anyone. So I mean, the moment you start being grateful, then things automatically shift to a new space and time. Please continue.
By the time you finish your gratitude list of 10 things, you should feel much better about the person and the relationship. The ultimate point you want to reach is where you don't have any bad feelings toward the person anymore, because it's your life that is harmed by those feelings. Every relationship is different, and if need be, you may choose to repeat this magical practice over several days until you reach the point where you don't have any bad feelings toward the person anymore.
Yeah, so you have to keep on doing this, not once, twice, thrice, as many times. It depends how much of bitterness and negativity you have about the other person. It could happen in one go by writing 10 points. It could happen. So what is the reality test? That when that next time when that person comes in front of you, or next time when you remember about that person, even a little, little negativity or bitterness is not there. Your reaction is now turning into a response. You are not getting affected by the person anymore. If the person is like any other person on this earth, and whatever bitterness you were holding about the other person, that dissolves completely. Till that time, you have to keep on writing blessings for that person. You have to be grateful for that person. Till the time,
Ma'am.
so nobody, yeah, 1 second. So nobody is going to, tell you that, okay, now, I mean, you can't ask anybody. You are your best. You will get your best answer yourself. You will know that, now I don't carry any bad feelings towards the person anymore. And maybe, so it's not that your relationship will become very happy and joyous, and it could be that also. It could be that you're just not getting affected by that person or the situation or that incident anymore. Yes, who had the question?
Ma'am, I had the question. Ma'am, like if there's somebody, whom you had a relationship with and they're passed on. So ma'am, and you don't hold any bad feelings about them. Still, can you do this, do this
Past
magical
one, yes,
practice,
yes. Who are no more in this life?
Yes, ma'am.
You can, and you should. Because ultimately, when you are, it does reflect in some way or the other. Even if that person is no more in your life, your own vibrations, your own frequency is not at that higher level as it should be. So some kind of residue, some kind of effect is there. Okay.
Got it, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Please.
even though if you don't have any, have any bad feelings about them, or you don't hold any grudges with them, still you can do this.
But why then why will you remember that person? This chapter is talking about only if you are holding any bad feelings towards anybody.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Please continue. If
Yeah.
you're
If you're using gratitude's magical power to improve a current relationship, you will see the relationship begin to change miraculously before your eyes. It only takes one person to magically change a relationship through gratitude. But it is the person who uses gratitude who receives the benefits in their whole life.
So what is the benefits that the person will receive in their whole life? First is that you will move closer to your dreams. You are healing your relationships in every area of your life. It could be, it could be in the area of relationships, it could be the area of money, it could be the area of your career. You're healing every area of your life. Why? Because the dreams which we wrote on day 13. And you are, because if you are below the feeling line, in the feeling chart, if you are below the line, then you will not be able to manifest anything. You need to be above the line. No resentments, no guilt, no anger, no disappointment. All these, if they come, you know how to deal with them. You just have to switch over to the space of gratitude. You just have to switch from there to be happy and joyful. You just have to switch from there to be satisfied and peaceful. You have to work on yourself every moment. Don't say that how much can I do? And you know what? When you are doing your count your blessings and magic rock, if you're just doing that, you will be a different person. You must have observed this from right now only. How many of you have observed this? Yes, no.
Yes.
I have observed. I do the practices and I get a lot less idea. In fact, I don't get angry.
Very good. And people around you also feeling the same?
Yes, ma'am. I am grateful for everything, and I even tell my mom and dad to be grateful. Like if they are having any problems, I don't know because they don't share to anyone. But I just tell them that if they are having any problems, they should use gratitude's magical practice.
And do they also feel about you that you are also changed now?
Yeah, and sometimes I don't know whether I feel or not, but I do feel that I don't get angry because before I used to play with my brothers and every little thing they'd make me angry. So now it doesn't happen.
Very good, very good. Awesome. And Meher,
Ma'am,
you feeling that?
Yeah.
Lovely. Yes.
ma'am, now after this gratitude, I feel like I'm a different person and I'm getting magics also in my life. So now.
Very good, very good. So keep on practicing this and bring more and more magics into your life. Okay.
Today already one magic happened because of that magical day practice.
Wow. We're going to share afterwards. Just let's complete the chapter.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And don't run away. Yeah. If you choose,
If you chose a past relationship where you are not in contact with the person anymore, you will feel a peace and happiness fill you. And at the same time, you will see other current relationships in your life magically improve.
please continue.
In the future, if a relationship becomes challenging, remember to use this magical practice immediately. You will stop the difficulties before they get any bigger, and instead, you will increase the magic in the relationship.
So, how will you know that you have completed the assignment? Is that there is no negativity for that person? This is one thing. And if you supposing you are not in touch with the person anymore, and you have chosen that relationship because you are feeling you need to work upon it, then after writing you will feel a sense of peace and happiness fill you. And then what is going to happen? See the science behind it. When you are filled with peace and happiness, then it's not that what is you are made up of muscles, bones, tissues, cells, organs. Every part of your body experiences that. And when you are experiencing that, then since we are talking of the energy world, so everything is vibrating at a definite frequency and vibration. Everything has its own frequency and vibration. So you are changing the vibration and frequency of your body and mind. When you are changing that, you will attract only those situations which are operating in the same frequency, which is at a higher frequency. When you're happy and peaceful, you are at a higher frequency. Okay. When you're angry, disappointed, irritable, then you are at a lower frequency. So then you are increasing your frequency, and then you will attract more and more happiness, more and more peace, more and more joy, more and more love, more and more gratitude in your life. So this is the science behind it. In future, now this chapter is telling you, supposing in case in future, if you experience any relationship, when you go into the outside world, when you have your own family, when you have your own business, when you're growing your own business, you will have so many people working under you, or when you are in a job. Supposing any relationship becomes challenging means what? That there is some kind of conflict, or resentment or argument, or something is not matching between you and the other person. Then just remember to use this magical practice. What is the magical practice? Just sit and write, count your blessings for that person, what you like about that person. And then what is going to happen? The difficulties will stop before they become bigger. And not only that, you will increase the magic in your relationship, not only in that relationship, but in every relationship around you. This is the science behind the chapter. Please continue.
Magic practice number 15. Magically heal your relationships. Number 1. Count your blessings. Make a list of 10 blessings. Write why you're grateful. Reread your list, and at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. Number 2. Choose one difficult, problematic, or broken relationship that you want to improve. Number 3. Sit down and make a list of 10 things you're grateful for about that person you've chosen. Write it down in the following way. Name, I'm grateful for what? Number 4, just before you go to sleep tonight, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words. Thank you for the best thing that happened during the day.
Thank you, Meher, for reading the chapter.
Thank you.
Beautifully for us. Thank you. So everyone is done. I mean, you've understood today's magical practice. Kashi,
Yes.
have you understood? Darsh, have
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
you? Everyone has understood.
yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Lovely.
Yes, ma'am.
Going to do this? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, me too.
Lovely.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
I want to share you. Share. I have a share.
Yes.
I found out some things about history and on the YouTube, and I tried solving a mystery about the Bermuda Triangle, that how the ships and airplanes disappear. And I didn't feel very grateful at that time when I thought that I could even think about a mystery like that, because I'm a very scary child, so I get scared at the slightest thing. So then when I started getting grateful, when the gratitude, like I started writing count my blessings in my gratitude journal, and then from day zero onwards, I felt very grateful. And so now I've been listening to things about the Bermuda Triangle and about a few other things, and I don't get very scared. I do get scared, but not very.
Lovely. Lovely. So, Kashvi, it's good. You're going on the right path. You're going quite beautifully. But please don't miss the magical practices. Please don't miss them. You missed yesterday. You had missed earlier also. Please don't miss them. You've got enough time. You've got enough time. You've got the entire day tomorrow. And y'all are blessed. Your school is not there now.
My school is started.
Lovely. Lovely. But still you have enough time. You still have enough.
When
Yes.
I plan my day, I have time a lot. Ma'am,
Yes.
I wanted to share my magic.
Yes, please do it. Yes, yes, no.
Whenever I just take my brother's phone for 5 minutes, like he always screams and shouts at me. But today, when I had to do my work and I took his phone, then he was just sleeping next to me while I was studying. He did not even say one word to me.
Your brother,
Yes,
lovely. And you love your brother a lot.
yeah. And
But
because of gratitude and that, I get so excited and so joyful.
that's nice. So continue doing it, Vyom.
Yeah, I love this practice.
Please don't leave it till you become an old man. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And I also have a share from yesterday's
Thank you, ma'am.
practice. Gurneet, you want to share anything?
No, ma'am, I just wanted to tell thank you to you for hosting this class so that we can,
Okay.
improve our lives. And
But I want you to share something from yesterday's practice. After I share, so I'm just sharing that today morning after writing Count Your Blessings, when I wrote everything, I planned my entire day right from 6:30 in the morning because it took me a while to write my Count Your Blessings and just defining the plan for the entire day with the time I wanted to do. Hourly and sometimes half hourly, I wrote everything. And just till after 12:15, so 11 to 12 was my yoga session. And after that, there was a collective healing, which my entire family we sit and do. So it was at 12:15. And after that, something shifted that all my work was happening half an hour early. So my lunch time was 1:30. We had it at 1 o'clock. Somehow it happened at 1 o'clock. Otherwise, it would be 1:32. And after that, so everything, whatever I had written, everything was happening half an hour early. And that was really magical. I was wondering, and there was so much time today. In fact, otherwise it would be just in my headspace. Okay, now before the session, I have to do this. Okay, I have to plan for tomorrow's yoga session. Okay, I have to do this. I have to talk to this person. I have to tell this person to talk to me at this time. And today, everything went so smoothly. And there was time and time and time. There was so much time I had. So it was really beautiful. It was really, really beautiful. And, making a structure of your entire day, supposing who all feel that I don't have enough time to do things in my day? Who all feel that? Anybody here on the chat?
Yes,
No, ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes?
Yes.
Ma'am,
Simar, you feel?
Yes, ma'am.
So then, did you do today's practice?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
But you got into some things you could do on time, some things you said you could. So do it
No,
tomorrow.
ma'am, I could do everything on time, but not earlier or anything like that. Everything went on time.
That's okay, but you did on time, right?
Yes, ma'am.
This happened with me and I was really happy, and actually this happened for the first time. This actually happened for the first time, that everything was happening early. Otherwise it would go on time. Sometimes I would not be able to complete the work here and there. But today was the first time this happened. So that's okay. It will come with practice. That's fine.
Yes, ma'am.
The chapter is not telling you that, but even if it comes, if it happens on time and you're able to complete everything, whatever you've structured for the entire day, whatever you've planned for the entire day, that's what is the intention of the chapter. Okay. So
Yes, ma'am.
yes. Then make this a daily practice and keep on practicing this and get more and more magics in your life, more and more closer to your dreams.
Ma'am,
Any sharings?
ma'am, I have a question.
Yes.
Ma'am, but how does the law of attraction work? Means that if I attract things in my life, that, for example, if I attract bad things in my life, so how do that happen? Like, I'm attracting good things or bad things. How do they attract in my life?
Because the law of attraction, what does this word means? Attraction means what?
Attraction means that when you bring something to you, when you,
When something moves towards you,
yeah,
or you move that thing towards you, what is it?
it's when you are very like attracted to the thing. It's when you move towards that thing and then the thing automatically moves towards you.
Yeah. So first is what happens is that you start thinking first. It starts at your thought level. When you start thinking, then you start feeling, your emotions come. When the emotions come, you start feeling, then it goes into your energy body. Energy body means the body of vibration and frequency. Okay. How many of you have operated a radio 98.4 FM? The FM
I
means
have.
the radio. So that is,
Ma'am, I have.
so our body also functions at a frequency, a vibration. Okay. So that's the reason whatever vibration you are having in your body, you become like a magnet. You will attract those people and situations by the law of attraction, because the law of attraction, what does it say? The universe says, the genie says, your wish is my command. You only wished for it. That's why it happens. So you are the person, you are the creator of the situations and circumstances in your life. So
Ma'am,
the law of
ma'am,
attraction is always working. It's always working. It's never
Yes,
sleeping.
ma'am.
It never sleeps.
Yes, ma'am.
but ma'am, when the law of attraction is working, but how does it happen? Means that if I want to attract good things in my life, then it attracts good things. But in everyone's life, it attracts things they want. So how does it happen?
Because you wanted it, na? Okay, I'll ask you one question. Answer, Kashmi. I will say that just now I'm standing and walking and go to my bedroom.
Yeah.
I'm in my living room and I want to go to my bedroom. And I'm
Yeah.
not sure whether I'll be able to walk. Maybe I'll fly, maybe I'll fall, but I'm not sure. So how do I say that?
Because you don't know, you are not sure. But if there will be the law of gravity, which is there in the Earth's crust, it will pull you to the ground.
But if it is there or it is there, it's the truth.
It's the truth that the law of gravity is there. Because without the law of gravity, we won't be able to walk on the surface. We might be flying. Someone overweight might be try to stand on the ground, or
You know
some
the
people.
law of gravity is working, right?
Yeah.
The same way law of attraction also works. You are attracting things in your life.
But I'm actually
Kashvi, just remember you are a magnet. You are a magnet, and the magnet will attract. So either you are a weak magnet or you are a strong magnet. Whatever
I'm
you,
a star.
whatever you are, you will attract those other things in your life. What does a magnet attract?
A magnet attracts some type of metal, iron, or another magnet.
Yes, yes. Either another magnet or a metal, which is an iron thing, right?
Yes.
So how? Why? Because the frequency of the magnet and the frequency of the other magnet is the same. The frequency of the magnet and the iron is the same. That's why they come closer to each other. That is how the law of attraction works. Now you'll ask me, how does it work? You have to go and ask the universe. Because the law of attraction is there in you, is there in me, is there in everyone in this universe. It's there.
Okay, so now I know that we can't have the answer. So, ma'am, when we attract things, so how do we attract? Like, why do the things get to us? How do they get?
Array, because you are attracting, na?
So, how do we attract it? I just don't get the point.
Array, but have you seen two magnets, Kashvi?
Yeah.
Ask me, you go and ask the magnet, how do you get attracted towards each other? Is this a question?
No.
So
We
like
just ask.
So they like same way. The book is telling us at so many places that you become a magnet. You become like gold. You become like magnet. From day zero, we are hearing this.
Yeah.
Okay, so just think yourself as a magnet. Whatever you think, whatever you feel, you will make it happen in your life. The feeling is very important. The feeling is really important. That's why we did the feeling chart.
Okay.
So awesome. Then let's end today's session. Anybody has any sharings?
No, ma'am.
Lovely.
No, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Tomorrow, have a magical day.
No, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Sorry.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a magical,
Bye, ma'am. See you.
wonderful day.
Thank you so much.
And I want lots and lots of sharings tomorrow.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Bye.
Bye.